Now then, at the beginning of the programme and taking up the audition theme established by a chorus line, I promised that we'd be telling of the quest for Pippi Longstocking. Do you remember her? Heroine of children's literature created by the Swedish writer Astrid Lindgren. Sort of 12-year-old eccentric with gingery hair, a face full of freckles and legs like flagpoles, who was always getting into bizarre adventures. An ideal character for a film, in fact. And that's just what she's about to become. Director Ken Anakin has been assigned to make the Pippi Longstocking movie. Marvellous, but who is to play the main part? I mean, you need someone kind of gangling and leggy. No point in having a titch, a Pippi short socks, as it were. So the search for Pippi Longstocking was announced, and to Garrison True went the onerous task of picking the right candidate from, it says here, the 3,000 girls who applied, all of whom came along at their own expense. Not an easy job, as the Michael Douglas character in a chorus line could have told him. Kids of 10 were too immature, and old ladies of 14 were past it, no matter how skillful the makeup or the lighting. Well, Mr. True had already scrutinised and rejected the 12-year-olds of the USA and Canada before he turned to the prepubescent British. And one morning, as he shuffled through the indigenous candidates, Film 86 went along and asked where they'd all come from.
Wales, Blackpool,
Fife in Scotland. Well, we left on the 8 o'clock train from West Kilbride and it took us an hour up to Glasgow. And then we got the train at Port.
We came first by boat, then we came by train, and then we got on the taxi and we came here.
At this point, I don't know what I'm looking for. No, truthfully, I know exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for a little girl, like we have found in other films, that has a certain charisma that you believe that she's Pippi Longstockings.
I know that if you put her name backwards, it's Epipiri. I know she tells all the friends that she's travelled the 7 seas and she thinks her father's a cannibal king. In the book it says that she's the strongest girl in the world.
I want every child that comes to see this film, and adult that accompanies them, to say, that is Pippi Longstockings. He did such a terrific job. He found the girl.
Longstocking Productions is proud to present this certificate to Emma Northmore for having participated in the worldwide search for Pippi Longstocking.
Have any of you seen the films that were made in Sweden, the series of films of Pippi? No, huh? How many saw the movie Annie? Here's a little girl that we found in London on an open call just like this named Lucy Stewart. She played July. Kimberly Partridge was found in that talent search. Now Kimberly is going to demonstrate for you how we'd like to see this particular scene done. I don't want you to copy her. I want you to use your own imagination and say, well, I can do that better.
Come on, Mr. Nielsen. We don't want roasted monkey for dinner tonight, now do we?
Come on, Mr. Nielsen. We're not going to have roast monkey for supper. I'm coming. Oh.
Okay.
Roast monkey for supper.
Come on, Mr.
Pay attention to the rope. You're still on a tightrope.
Mr. Nielsen, come on. We're having roast monkey for supper. Come on, please. Roast monkey for dinner. We're not having roast beef. You come on. Let's come over here for the hamburger.
Mr. Wilson. Come on, Mr. Wilson. Quick, hurry, come on.
Mr. Wilson, he was a prime minister, wasn't he? I would like to stay in their seats. The 2 numbers that I've called, and they must say here, because I can't, Pippi has to speak up, is 10-3-5 and 14-16.
Maybe 2 out of 120 in each group are chosen to go on to meet the director, Ken Anakin, for individual assessment.
He has to stand in the corner all day long.
Very good. Okay, that's all I wanted to see. Thanks a lot.
Right, shall I take my sheet?
You can take your sheet, yes, and I'll talk to you again in a minute.
Arithmetic. They don't have that at all in China. If any kid knows what 12 and 15 are, he has to stand in the corner all day.
Where do you get your slight American accent?
Well, I was in Annie.
Ah, it all comes from Annie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes on television, everyone speaks in a lot of American accents. I just find it's easier to say the words in American accent.
Do you?
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
I'm not thinking nationality, I'm thinking international, I'm thinking talent. Certainly Pippi has red hair and freckles and so on in the script, but then we can do that in Hollywood. What we can't give her is what God gave her, and that's talent.
Patricia's going to be an actress.
See.
She's going to be one.
Well, I want to be an actress, so we said that we'll try this, so we came over.
I read a story of Maureen O'Hara, you know, she hopped on the boat with her mother.
If it be their first rejection in life, I think it's a good one. We explain to them that it's not a personal rejection, that they really want to be an actress, which many of them know at that age. Then they're going to have to deal with that for the rest of their lives, and it cannot be personal.
I think they shouldn't be disappointed because so many people go for different auditions. I mean, you can't get them all.
They're always looking for a certain image as well. It's not how good you are. If they want ginger hair, then, you know, you've got more of a chance than if you've got blonde hair.
I asked the man and he said it's probably because of the size, because I went up and asked. I enjoyed it, but I did hope I'd get it, but I didn't think I would.
Do you feel disappointed that you didn't get the part?
I didn't know what to do.
Why didn't you know what to do?
So at first want to go on. He said that when I go back to Ireland, he'll ring me.
So how do you feel about that? Was it worth the trip?
Well, I suppose so, yeah. It was really. We had a great time.
What would you say to the cynics who would think that your job really is partly a publicity stunt in order to get interest up?
I would say that they're very realistic from the standpoint that when you make a motion picture or if you make any product, you want the world to know that you've got the product and you're in the process of developing it. And this has part to do with that. We're letting the world know that we're making the new adventures of Pippi Longstocking. But I can tell you from my point of view that we're letting the world know that we're also looking for that girl, so it's a half and half situation.
I hate to see a disappointed face. I try not to deliberately tell them in front of them why it is that they aren't right for the picture, because you can do that with actors, but you can't necessarily do that with a child. And it'll be easier if, say, in a week or two, it's just like a competition. They find they didn't win the competition. But why should I have a conscience about it? Because one of them is going to win the jackpot.
And for the others, the message is, don't call us, we'll call you. And no rejection, Mr. True, is a good one. Well, the latest news is that there are 2 finalists from Britain, Faye Masterson and Zoe Hart, and 1 other finalist from Alaska. And the producers hope to announce the new Pippi very soon.